horrible skill did you learn from your dad? My father forced me to seduce my female teachers starting in middle school because he believed I needed to practice destroying women before I could properly ruin the ones who'd wronged him. My dad had issues with women. First, my mom left him for another guy, and then his female boss fired him after he hit on her at the office. After that, he saw all women as manipulative predators who deserved to be destroyed, and he decided he was going to teach me to use them before they could use me. He'd drill me for hours on what women wanted to hear, making me practice vulnerable expressions and memorize stories about needing maternal guidance. When I was 12, he started pointing out which female teachers were single mothers or going through divorces. If I resisted his training sessions, he'd take away my games and ground me for months, saying women would destroy me like they destroyed him if I didn't learn to destroy them first. In 7th grade, he picked my English teacher as my first target. He made me stay after class pretending to struggle with assignments, then slowly open up about missing my mom because apparently female teachers love that emotional crap. I didn't yet understand the full scope of what he was pushing me to do, but I did know it didn't feel right, and I told him I wasn't going to play along. That's when he grabbed me by the shoulders and told me that if I didn't listen, he'd have me shipped off to military school. There are no female teachers there, he said. Just big burly men who want to make a skinny boy like you their bitch. Is that what you want? I didn't know what that meant either, but his voice was enough to have me terrified. Dad had a list of targets at my school. My math teacher who just had a messy breakup, the young science teacher everyone had a crush on, or the guidance counselor who tried too hard to connect with students. Dad would research their weaknesses through parent networks and social media, creating detailed psychological profiles. I had to worm my way into their lives and report back to him with every interaction, every moment of emotional vulnerability, and every time they offered extra help. The manipulation made me sick. These teachers genuinely wanted to help what they thought was a struggling kid from a broken home. They'd offer support, share their own experiences, try to be the positive female influence they thought I needed. Meanwhile, I was recording conversations, saving texts, and screenshotting emails that could be taken out of context. Dad called it building leverage and made me organize everything in folders labeled with each teacher's name. By high school, I had compromising information on 8 different teachers. Nothing had happened, but Dad had taught me how to frame innocent interactions as inappropriate. A comforting hand on my shoulder became unwanted touching. Staying after school for tutoring became suspicious alone time. He hadn't used any of it yet, saying I was still in training, but I knew his real targets. My mom, her lawyer, the female judge who'd given her full custody, and his former boss. Eventually, he was going to have me claim they'd all tried to take advantage of me, and I'd be well rehearsed in manipulating evidence to make it seem true. Once your training is done, he'd say, we'll destroy any woman we want. Everything changed when Ms. Burns, my history teacher, figured out what was happening. I'd been assigned to get close to her, but she recognized my rehearsed emotional revelations and calculated vulnerability. After class one day, she said gently, someone's coaching you to do this, aren't they? She didn't accuse or threaten, she just said she'd seen students forced into inappropriate situations